So CBS Sports.com, a consensus mock draft, took 13 mock drafts into account, put them through the computer, and they came out with the Browns taking Jamin Davis. And Zaven Collins still on the board, went a couple picks later. I'm not sure I see Davis as being a fit for what they want to do.
It feels to me like if you're going to take one of those two guys, it would be Zaven Collins. We've talked so much about linebacker and whether this team values it or not. But at the same time, they could turn around and surprise us all and still take a linebacker at 26. I wouldn't rule it out. I know they used one of their visits on Zaven Collins, so that tells you that he's at least a guy they are a little bit intrigued by. He has so many great traits. He covers well. He's big and I think can play a little defensive end if you want him to on occasion. That's probably the way I would go, but it's also not surprising to see Jamin Davis pop up in this consensus draft because I have seen him linked to the Browns in a number of mock drafts, and I always find it a little bit surprising. I think ultimately, even though we might think this team doesn't value linebacker, if there's a dude there with just a bunch of traits and he's clearly the best player on the board and all the corners they really like are gone, it wouldn't surprise me if they went linebacker just because they're looking for that versatility. And if a guy has traits, versatility, checks those boxes, they might surprise us all and take a guy like that.
There's reports that Collins is bulked up to like 270, which would give you an indication that he's thinking more along the lines or hearing that he might be a valuable edge rusher type.
Yeah. And I think at his pro day, he was 260. So yeah, if he's bulked up to 270, that means even more. That he could really put his hand in the dirt and play edge. And I think that makes him a more valuable player. And again, going back to those PFF grades, he didn't have a lot of pass rush snaps last season, but he did grade really well. When they looked at him and gave him pass rush grades, he graded really well on those few snaps. So if you're looking for a guy that has already demonstrated coverage ability, but also on passing downs, you throw him on the edge, you move Jadeveon Clowney inside, Tack McKinley inside, put Myles Garrett on another edge, you might be able to cause some problems on third and long.